Damn it.
Oh, that's cool.
See, that shirt is good.
Do you know how to put things side by side in Windows 10? Drag it to the side of the screen.
Okay.
All the way to the... Patrick,
What?
look, did you see those tiny e-readers?
Oh my God, they were just showed up
Yep.
in 4 different ads.
God wanted us to go to this site.
Yo.
What about this cool trad wife mug with AI art? Shall
Yeah.
not be infringed.
That's so
Wait,
sick.
what is this? Freedom of religion shirt.
Wait, what?
I love that you show you the shirt
pictures.
photos once you click in.
It's freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. I wonder if Coast to Coast still makes merch.
Coast to coast.
You ever
AM.
listen to Coast to Coast?
No.
It was so good. It was this very late night radio show that only came on conservative talk radio.
Is that Haddad?
No, that's George Nori. Who?
Oh, okay.
It was like a call-in show
Bizarre
where they would just talk about aliens and Bigfoot.
That's
It
cool.
came on at like midnight.
Can we go back to Worst That Are Woke?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Paranormal date.
Squid
Ooh.
Mates? Oh, so...
Oh! There's no other options, by the way.
Are they going to help us find a woman?
Not us. Yeah.
Where are you based?
I'm based.
So we're interested in a relationship, casual dating, and settling down. Now,
So,
our
yes.
interests are obviously ghosts. Well, no, we don't like ghosts. Ghosts are stupid.
Yeah.
Aliens and UFOs,
Conspiracy
Bigfoot.
theories.
Bigfoot, conspiracy theories, and
Is there another one? For...
alternative medicine?
Yeah, it's just, what are you
Overall.
interested in? Anti-Semitism, generally in conspiracy
Alt right
theories.
medicine.
Our age preferences are
How low does it go?
18.
Oh, I thought it said 10.
70 to 99.
The sweet spot, they call it.
Yeah.
Get some of that golden pussy.
Oh, no!
Oh,
hang on, man.
All right, Gorilla Mail.
We're going to have to start over, though. All our work.
The greatest lesson we learned from House is
Very
Gorilla Mail.
I don't understand how I just copy the fucking email.
I don't know. It's the
This?
one underneath it, right?
What box underneath it? What are you talking about? This?
Yeah, it's the one next to it.
Next
To the left.
check mark? This?
Yes.
Oh. Change your email.
You can just go back to the original site, dog. Is this one of the strange women we can meet?
Patrick and I, we've made this a mostly married channel
It's one of the most married gameplay channels
on the internet.
YouTube.
Yeah. So we need to find Charlotte, a ghost woman.
Are ghosts woke, or are they worth it?
No, spirits are woke.
Yeah.
Ghosts are
Spirits are woke,
Yeah.
ghosts are based.
not. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Every
Oh,
single
words all
time.
going.
Fuck! What did I hit?
Oh no, Destiny item manager.
This is my email address.
Is it?
This video's gonna be Patrick tries to sign up for a dating app. It's perfect! We're back! The city's on fire and Astro Goblin is browsing!
I leave the country for less than a week,
Yeah.
and look what happens.
Fuck you, Gorilla Mail. Oh, wait. Hang on.
The way he said, oh, wait, hang on. Like it was anything.
Why did it seem to have worked?
Nothing worked.
Stop moving! Just
Wait, hold on. Check my Hunter loadout.
Actually, yeah, check his Hunter load.
Alright.
My Hunter Biden loadout.
Pardon?
He's got something. He's onto something.
Oh!
Oh my God.
Are you trying
We're
to
in.
fuck?
Oh,
Palm free?
here we go. Okay.
Oh, all right. A text box.
Sick base thin tip.
Talk about Vespucci. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
You should talk about the occult and like ghosts and stuff. Intriguing. Bigfoot of the cool. Talk about how much you want a Scully type woman.
From a Scully. Do you believe
in ghosts after life? Come over to chat in the house.
for a long time? Finally. Make no sex.
No. After appreciating if you put in parentheses, group. We had it right. And then went back to fucking. Oh, Celtic. In my 68 dart.
58.
Trap Star. 666.
Listen.
Count. It's typed a little more.
Oh, it's skateboarding. That's a Carportos movies. Profile photo.
Where's Saltiga?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yep, there
Stop.
it is.
Mari.
I think it's cool that Mari got uploaded a photograph that looks like a cryptid.
I mean, okay, we should probably blur most of these faces.
Faces because they're real
But
people.
this one we don't have to.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, there's George Nori from Coast to Coast.
Oh,
come on.
What?
It's just
The fuck?
$9 a week, which comes out to like 36, probably more.
Really
LinkedIn.
good question.
I think he's the whole site, which is especially funny.
Oh,
Because
yeah, no,
normally,
it's-
like a site will
yeah.
write like we, but he has things where he says I.
Songbird
Is this
scene.
based or what? I think you like putting birds in your mouth, Will.
Was this the third time we've watched?
rituals. If you manage to reach them, I'll be attacked.
Retard the way I get dumb money.
It's like Astro Goblin.
Just get to the eating part.
They didn't even cover their faces. He's not gonna.
The free membership doesn't even get you all of it.
No. I'm
We
gonna
need
follow them
VIP.
on X, though.
Well, go see what's.
Oh shit!
Oh, you get. So the free membership doesn't even get you all of it.
No. I'm
We
gonna
need
follow
VIP.
them on X, though.
Mel Gibson said, "Hell, I can't be sure in the." Based. Yeah, it's based.
This poster looks like a Christian movie, kind of.
Oh, there's inappropriate elements. Uh-oh.
Night Swim.
Really?
Okay, it sounded like Mel Gibson said, "Hell, I can't be sure." And the rest of the film seems to go out of its way to neither curse nor use the Lord's name in vain.
That's good.
Woke elements.
Two of the best friends are a tomboy and a black boy.
Holy shit.
It's a maybe.
Inclusion
Oh
is
my-
manufactured, and yeah, the black boy. It's probably a token.
Jesus
hire.
Christ.
The tomboy is right out of the.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a black kid in this, and it's
Yeah.
not okay.
Might be woke.
That's the problem.
Yikes!
Holy shit. This
Keep going
fucking
deeper.
There's
The level of melanin,
Melanin diversity.
Oh.
Yikes.
January 6, 2021 ought to be treated with the reverence and solemnity of September 11th, 2001. But President Trump treats it like a joke. It was, without hyperbole, an insurrection against this country, an attempted coup, a bona fide attempt to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. And it was the most violent attack on the Capitol since 1814. And yet, now re-elected President Trump has made a mockery of the attack on our country and our democracy by pardoning 1,500 traitors involved and commuting the sentence of 14 others, including violent felons who attacked law enforcement officers on their way to invading the Capitol. President Trump is not a member of a party of law and order.
If you committed violence on that day, obviously you shouldn't be
But
pardoned.
the president does not like people that abuse police officers either.
So this is January 6th, approximately 1,500 for a pardon. Yes. Full pardon.
Here's how the Congressional Research Service described what happened. On January 6, 2021, a crowd gathered on U.S. Capitol grounds, breached police barriers, entered the Capitol building, occupied portions of the building for an extended period of time, and clashed with law enforcement, resulting in at least 5 deaths, dozens of injuries, and damage to federal property. Multiple participants in the unrest allegedly carried firearms and used flagpoles and other objects as weapons, and explosive devices were discovered on or near the Capitol complex. Members of Congress and the Vice President, who were in the process of fulfilling their constitutional duty of counting the 2020 presidential election electoral votes, were forced to evacuate in response to the unrest. And now, because of his re-election and recent decisions by the Supreme Court, we will likely never know the extent to which President Trump would have been found criminally guilty for his part in trying to subvert democracy on that day. Now, for a time, even Republicans recognized the horror that Donald Trump had brought. Right after the insurrection on the Senate floor on January 6, Republican Senator Mitch McConnell said,
"The people who stormed this building believed they were acting on the wishes and instructions of their president. And having that belief was a foreseeable consequence of the growing crescendo of false statements, conspiracy theories, and reckless hyperbole, which the defeated president kept shouting into the largest megaphone on planet Earth."
Republican Senator Mitt Romney wrote, quote, "We gather today due to a selfish man's injured pride and the outrage of his supporters, whom he has deliberately misinformed for the past 2 months and stirred to action this very morning. What happened here today was an insurrection incited by the President of the United States." Republican Senator Richard Burr from North Carolina said, quote, "The president bears responsibility for today's events by promoting the unfounded conspiracy theories that have led to this point." On January 11th, a few days later, Trump had a phone call with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, where Trump blamed it on Antifa. Kevin McCarthy said, quote, "It's not Antifa, it's MAGA. I know, I was there." A few days after that, on January 19th, Mitch McConnell on the Senate floor said, quote, "The mob was fed lies. They were provoked by the president and other powerful people." He then voted yes for a second impeachment. But now, of course, according to President Trump, the insurrectionist traitors were perfectly innocent, and it was the police officers who protected members of Congress that were the real bad guys. Yes, Trump and his allies have actually vowed retribution against Officer Mike Fanone and the other officers who testified before the January 6th committee. In a statement accepting a preemptive pardon from then-President Biden, Officer Fanone noted that, quote, "Now we live in a country where the president can weaponize every institution to destroy American lives. And he can do it with impunity because the Supreme Court has designated him a king and not a president. This is a different kind of American exceptionalism. It's exceptionally fucked up." In contrast, President Trump's 1,500 pardons include Peter Steger, who was recorded striking a Metropolitan Police Department officer with a flagpole bearing an American flag at least 3 times. Following the assault, he was heard stating, quote, "Every single one
struggle.
of those Capitol law enforcement officers, death is the remedy. That's the only remedy they get. In July of 2023, Steger was sentenced to over 4 years in prison after pleading guilty to assaulting police with a dangerous weapon. Pardoned. Joseph Padilla, who threw a flagpole at a police officer's head during the riot making contact. Prior to the event, he had expressed intentions on social media to, quote, "take over the Capitol building." In September 2023, Padilla was sentenced to more than 6 years in prison after being convicted of assault with a dangerous weapon and other charges. Pardoned. Michael Perkins, who assaulted multiple U.S. Capitol police officers by striking them in the head with a flagpole. In August of 2023, Perkins was sentenced to 4 years in prison after being found guilty of assaulting a federal officer with a dangerous or deadly weapon and other offenses. In total, 140 police officers were injured on January 6th. And on top of those pardons, Enrique Tarrio, the former leader of the Proud Boys, was pardoned despite being sentenced to 22 years in federal prison after he was convicted of seditious conspiracy. And Stuart Rhodes, founder of the far-right militia group Oath Keepers, received a commutation despite being sentenced to 18 years in prison for seditious conspiracy. These pardons are disgusting. I simply cannot think of another word. Legally, there is nothing to be done. The president's pardon power is essentially absolute and unreviewable. I'm making this video for future historians who will probably treat January 6th as a minor footnote rather than the monumental, paradigm-shifting event that it should have been. But I won't blame them because many in this country simply decided to shrug it off. It could have been the impetus to punish the guilty, those inside
ごとに使い分ける
A lot of the worst guys online know each other. They're friends or colleagues or ex-colleagues, and they're all kind of helping each other out. I made a video a couple of months back about that, starting with a few anonymous-seeming articles about how X-Men was going woke that were being shared around, and tracing them, the sites publishing them, and the writers penning them, back to a semi-organized network of right-wing influencers and moneyed backers. I'd recommend you watch that video. This is a fairly direct follow-up, but the nutshell version of it is that when it comes to the major online voices whining about wokeness destroying cinema, or gaming, or Kathleen Kennedy that, Sweet Baby Incorporated this, blah blah blah, pick out any specific one of them and there's a pretty good chance you'll find personal or professional connections to the rest of them, or even organizations like Glenn Beck's The Blaze or Turning Point USA, and so on. Here's a clip. Back when Eric was making his name, he was also pushed heavily by John F. Trent, who's now signal-boosting Delarose and Fandom Pulse, and who streamed with Nerdrotic, who himself, streamed with Eric, and Ryan, and Garrett, and Benny, and Gavin, and climate change denier, Russia simp, Republican presidential hopeful, Vivek Ramaswamy. You know, that sort of thing. That video got a pretty good response, I think. It's doing okay views-wise, you guys seem to like it, Dan Slott shared it. I know some people don't love all the stuff he's written, but I don't know, man, I bought a lot of his Spider-Man books when I was younger. Spider Island was the bomb diggity, so that was mega cool for me. The video even led one of the main users in question to EFAP it, his words by the way, not mine, and then falsely accused me of deleting comments. But in some of the places that video was shared, a few responses seemed kinda nonplussed. Some of you were kinda like, yeah, we knew this isn't new information. And you know, I guess it wasn't if you had already gone down that rabbit hole yourself. Most people haven't, though. And the problem comes when the passive viewer hears these voices and doesn't even realize there's a rabbit hole to go down. What I was really trying to do there was represent the odyssey of discovery anyone could go on from any given discourse flare-up. So if it wasn't related to one of those woke X-Men articles, I didn't really bring it up. And that's why I didn't go any further in that video, but this is a different video, so let's go just a little further and expand her web, which as we know, connects them all. First, though, a PSA. People trying to profit off your attention and anger aren't the only online dangers. The only thing more valuable than your clicks...
If they don't mean much, but nothing ever does.
This in March's longer video, the main X-Men were always woke one, but for the sake of completeness, last time we looked at 3 instances of article format pearl ringing, and while the first 2 slotted into our web, from both an organizational and authorship perspective, Fandom Pulse and Bounding into Comics, John Delarose and John F. Trent, we only really focused on that last one, the Blaze article, as relevant because of the Blaze, the Glenn Beck of it all, the links we see to other reactionaries via that platform. But hey, guess what also? Lauren Chen, the Blaze contributor whose words make up the majority of that article's content, she's also worked for Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA, same place as figures like Benny Johnson and Jack Posobiec. Also, we probably glossed over Chen herself a little too much. Like some of the other guys we talked about, she's a Christian nationalist. That's not my label, by the way, it's hers. One who's sympathetically platformed dudes like noted white nationalist Richard Spencer and Stefan Molyneux. Isn't that fun? She streamed with Sargon of Dumname not long ago, she's worked with PragerU, making a video for them about feminism bad, and I know this one's gonna shock you, but she's also streamed with Nerdrotic and friends a whole bunch. But alright, you probably hadn't heard of Lauren Chen, or some of those other people. You want
I heard all of them, and goddamn it, I hate that.
something juicier? Let me see what I can do.
Alex Jones.
Speaking of Nerdrotic and the YouTube gang, we can, through them, add another little face to our web. InfoWars' own Alex Jones.
And I won't have to for a few years since I got food and stuff, but I'm literally looking at my neighbors now and going, I'm ready to hang them up and gut them and skin them and chop them up. And you know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death. I'll eat my neighbors. If you're a new listener, just type in Pentagon-tested gay bomb on Iraq. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny.
Not just because he streamed with them, although yes, obviously he has streamed with them a couple of times, but because of a little channel called Nerd Wars. Nerd Wars is a channel shoveling out both generic, shorter Chud content and these longer compilation pieces, which the channel very generously labels documentaries, largely compilations of clips from just all the usual suspects. Here, this is the first 10 or so seconds of one of their big videos.
Even though we created this nerd culture, the Marxist colonists who invaded and bastardized everything are portraying us as the villains.
You're aware you're gatekeeping right now, right?
That sounds like something a fake fan would say.
And let me just...
What the fuck is this shit? Hold on, wait, what?
A lot of the work...
What the fuck was that? Okay,
a little more willing to say the quiet parts a little louder. For instance, in my videos talking about YouTube crypto-fascism, we've come up against the cultural Marxism conspiracy theory a few times, and the way it serves as the template for a lot of the generic anti-woke rhetoric. The way these guys will often take the Marxists have infiltrated cultural institutions and are destroying the West idea and kind of change the details. You know, the whole copy my homework but don't make it obvious thing. But Nerd Wars, they will just come out and tell you it is the Marxists, actually.
Our culture doesn't have a toxic fan problem. We have a toxic creator problem, a toxic actor problem, and problem.
As that.
So,
how is it toxic to say I don't like trolls?
Issue as that.
So, points for straightforwardness, I guess?
Stop bullying me, I don't
Look,
like
I'm not going to
you're
break
toxic.
down all the content of this channel. Even just watching all this stuff would turn me into a gibbering wreck of a man. I'm just going to cite a video by Actual Fandom, digging into the story of this channel, which is, of course, linked below, and mention the way it seems to have been established after an Alex Jones Friday Night Tights guest spot. The way the presenter looks a great deal like an InfoWars employee, or at least an InfoWars affiliate, and the way the channel's very liberal use of Chud content seems to have been allowed and endorsed by some within Nerdrotic's sphere. To be clear, the people featured here have all the tools they'd need on the YouTube backend to take these videos down if not. And yes, we don't have the receipts for all of the featured creators giving Nerd Wars the go-ahead for ongoing content reuse. It is certainly true that in theory this channel could be reusing these guys' content again and again without their knowledge in videos which reach hundreds of thousands of views. It might just be a coincidence that regular FNT guest Chrissy Mayer has worked for Jones and InfoWars in the past, so you know what I'm gonna do? We'll do a different color line on the graphic here. This shade of green can mean, gee, it sure looks like there's a substantial link here, sure looks like this channel is a calculated astroturfing project designed to nudge that bumper crop of anti-woke audiences nearer to Jones' wavelength without advertising the fact, but I guess we can't be sure. Anyway, that's Nerd Wars. More interesting, but still relatively small potatoes, right? Alex Jones has his grubby little mitts in the griftosphere too. That's kind of on brand. You want a bigger story. You want me to scale all this up. Well then, let's do that. The Architects of the Alt-Right. Heavens, what a dramatic chapter title. Look, it's nigh impossible to exist online without being aware of the alt-right, at least in vague terms. Even if you've not personally delved into the weeds of what trends and practices distinguish the alt-right from traditional conservatism or whatever else, you know there's a bunch of mostly youngish white guys very concerned about the plight of the young white male, centered on message boards, folding in formerly fringe conspiracies, weirdly an outgrowth of new atheism, Pepe the Frog, blah blah blah. You can't not know that. But it wasn't always this way. So let's start to bring in some of the figures most responsible for changing that, for unifying and codifying the alt-right and their tactics. This is Steve Bannon. He's done a lot of things in his life, but probably the two most noteworthy ones were being a founding board member and later chairman of Breitbart News, so, you know, Link, and becoming President Trump's chief strategist in 2017. And the latter was a fairly direct consequence of the former. See, Bannon's big idea was that to change politics, you had to change culture. As a report from BuzzFeed 7 years back made clear, this was his goal with Breitbart. At first covertly, as seen in a whole cache of secretive, now leaked emails dictating editorial focus guerrilla style around the early sites of the culture war, and then not covertly. A watershed moment was the development and publication of Breitbart's so-called Establishment Conservatives Guide to the Alt-Right.
It's just satire, bro. We're just being satirical. I've kind of got a really dark, twisted sense of humor. You probably don't get it. It's just satire.
This piece was spearheaded by one of Bannon's proteges, Milo Yiannopoulos. Maybe you've heard of him. You know, he's the definitely not a Nazi whose leaked passwords included Long Knives 1290 and a word beginning with Cristal. This is him here, singing karaoke to a room full of people saluting with one arm? Don't worry though, he later clarified he couldn't see what they were doing. They were too far away. He couldn't make any of it out with his poor little weak eyes. No story here. Wait, what's this photo doing here? Anyway, Yiannopoulos' manifesto broke down the alt-right into various categories. The intellectuals, like noted white nationalist Richard Spencer and various manosphere thinkers. The natural conservatives, you know, guys who don't like foreigners or minorities for sensible reasons. The meme team, and the 1488ers. Yiannopoulos had developed the piece in conjunction with feedback from guys like the Daily
Curtis Yarvin is there, of course he is there. These dipshits have got to go. These dipshits have got to fucking go.
Stormers admin, and Theodore Beale, aka Vox Day. Breitbart's editors did
These fuckers have got to go. Put down. You know what I mean?
their best to sand down
Especially that Curtis Yarvin, like, ugly fucking chinless retard.
down the rougher edges of the overtly racist figures the article knowingly incorporated, and Bannon even helped out, circulating the draft to gain some establishment conservatives' perspectives. Upon publication, the manifesto was influential and raucously received by the alt-right. After this point, there was little need for the mask to stay on at all. A few months later, in July 2016, Bannon declared the website the platform for the alt-right. A month later, he was officially unveiled as the chief executive of Donald Trump's presidential campaign. And we all know what happened next. This was the goal from minute one. As that Reddit post I showed a while back alluded to, even before Breitbart, Bannon had seen the radical potential of the nascent alt-right space while involved in a World of Warcraft gold farming company 20 years back. An article in USA Today quotes Bannon as saying, "These guys, these rootless white males, had monster power." Reflecting on his mentoring of Yiannopoulos through Gamergate to that codifying manifesto, Bannon continues, "I realized Milo could connect with these kids right away. You can activate that army. They come in through..."
I wonder what Steve Bannon thinks of Steven. Because they and Milo, like, had a heated debate too. And Milo kind of got wrecked there.
Gamergate or whatever, and then get turned onto politics and Trump. This is the central truth of the alt-right, the natural conservatives, meme teamers, and so on. Before they were assets, they were marks. Why am I telling you all this, though? Is there some clip I'm about to show you of these jabronis just hanging out with Nerdrotic or Brian Kinnell or something? Well, no, nothing like that, but there is a connection worth making here, if a more conceptual one. Because Bannon, Yiannopoulos and friends at Breitbart, in large part, they built the playbook our YouTube Chud cluster has perfected. Nearly all of those classic crypto-fascist narratives and tricks have direct precedent here. Pre-release woke spotting of geekdom properties, Breitbart did it. Blaming everything on Amy Pascal or Kathleen Kennedy, Breitbart did it. Emphasizing some essential whiteness under catastrophic attack, Breitbart did it. Breitbart helped mainstream it. If you've ever wondered how stuff like the Great Replacement or cultural Marxism conspiracy theories went from the fringe to the heart of popular discourse, these guys are a large part of that answer. Theirs are the hands at the center of that 2014 to 16 era Overton window yanking. So it isn't that our current crop of alt-right firebrands, the fandom menace, or that our Bannon's proteges themselves, are Breitbart's sleeper agents, or anything like that. No, they are the results of that shift. They were the marks. They are the fruits of that changed culture. The first generation of pundits to grow to prominence from the fields Bannon, Yiannopoulos, and Breitbart watered, now mature enough to begin linking up with, if not the Breitbart crew themselves, their allies, furthering the alt-right culture change project. Because it isn't simply legacy. The links here aren't just conceptual ones after all. Bannon's had Alex Jones on his war room, has praised the latter's political thinking.
If you look at the evidence and data and the facts, you are one of the great thinkers of this. That is very rare. You've got to go back almost to the revolutionary generation and see that. In this new book, I got to tell you, when Tony Lyons first approached me, I read this thing, I go, this is it.
He's also been on the Blaze Network, for what that's worth. Yiannopoulos worked with Proud Boys founder and, again, Friday Night Tights guest Gavin McInnes on the latter's censored
Oh god, Gavin, the fucking idiot. Get up! Boom! Hits his fucking mic.
.tv
God, Steve, what the fuck did you do, man?
platform. And Theodore Beale, aka Vox Dave, one of the guys Yiannopoulos checked his alt-right manifesto with, yes, viewer, you have heard that name before. He is the same white nationalist that old buddy John De La Rose, remember him, used bounding into comics to cape for, and whose company, Castalia House, published De La Rose. Oh, and he's also published books by the InfoWars-linked Mike Cernovich and by Pasobic. Again, a turning point man, and also a signal booster for bounding into comics. Gee, it's funny how little distance separates our YouTube fanspace grifter gang from the out-and-out white supremacists, isn't it? Funny how direct the line is from the architects of the modern alt-right to everyone's favorite human thumbs, muscle fetish grandpas, and gas mask. Actually, funny's probably the wrong word there. I want to be clear that the point of this video wasn't to attempt a comprehensive history of the alt-right, or even of Breitbart's part in mainstreaming it. You can read and listen to those already. A good place to start would be the BuzzFeed report I mentioned a few minutes back, or the Rewriting Ripley blog, my major sources for that last section, but there's a lot of stuff out there. No, the point here was simply to push out the single-instance rabbit hole connection web thing we did last time, and kind of situate it in its historical political context a little better. Because if we can all get on the same page here, see together how much methodological ground, how many friends, how many colleagues are shared here, maybe we can finally understand their goals are shared too. Anyway, that's that. Like, share, maybe check out my podcast. We just did an episode discussing the Superman boots drama, fried worms, and other stuff too. And please do consider supporting me on Patreon or with a YouTube membership if you like videos like these. You've no idea how much it helps. And thanks as always to everyone doing so already, especially
Your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with.
Wanderer returns.
Levels. If you want to fight the toughest bosses of the game, you will have to explore. Good luck.
Not just living longer.
Final breath. Element and a
We design jump attacks and charge attacks. But close combat is risky and can backfire because Aints have powerful defensive abilities. Mastering your magical skills become the key to gaining the upper hand in combat. Push, pull, and weave are some of the spells at your disposal that give you a tactical advantage during a fight. Timing is everything. Pull distant enemies close to start melee combos, push them back to interrupt and stun their attack. Then press the advantage with follow-up strikes. Spells interact your environment to unique music themes composed for each one. While not all encounters lead to direct combat, cranking the tension alongside the fight. Whether it's Two-Toed Tom or hugging Molly, each of these larger-than-life creatures is inspired by Southern folklore and lead to climactic battles.
We got a long journey ahead.
South of Midnight unfolds as a hero's journey, and as Hazel, you'll travel through a tapestry of Southern-inspired landscapes. From abysmal swamps to flooded farmlands to the Appalachian peaks. In our magical South, decaying buildings reclaimed by nature stand moments away from a hungry Rugal. And as Hazel delves deeper, reality bends ever more toward the fantastical.
The history, landscape, and folklore of the American Deep South fill our world, and our team has infused the game with thoughtful details and environmental storytelling, like our bottle trees and haint blue porches, which are said to ward off evil spirits. The weight of the past emerges as central themes, which you can see through old abandoned buildings and businesses struggling to survive. As you explore, you'll meet locals who stayed behind even in the face of a hurricane.
So I'm the last person left here. All those damn haints. This part of the river's filthy with them.
Artistically, we're staying true to our moody compulsion signature style. But this time, we're using a handcrafted approach inspired by stop-motion animation, which allows our team to bring a distinct personality and tone into every prop and character. Because this folklore is open to visual interpretation, we embrace the freedom to reimagine these creatures and their stories, to adapt how they look, and to craft our own version of a fantastical Deep South.
At Compulsion Games,
Dipes.
we love to craft around central themes.
This game seems great, by the way. Honestly, really like this one. Oh shoot, you can't see the trailer, can you? Oh well. Too bad. Too bad. Fine, I'll show it to you. But wait a second. Wait a second. Wait, which one was it? Oh, this one. There we go. Does it work? Oh, wait, it doesn't work because it's not up the top. Put it on top. There we go. You can see it now. What I don't like about this thing is the fucking filter thing. Add crop, and top should be 100 maybe. Yeah, that's okay, I think. Oh, that's too much. And then bottom should be another 100. That's good enough.
We're lucky to have talent.
South fill our
all those damn.
How they look, and to craft our own.
This game genuinely looks great.
We hope you enjoyed this game.
How they look.
I really like South of Midnight, I'm not gonna lie. It's a great game. It seems like a great game.
Gothic history. You'll gradually uncover the backstories of these beings, once human or animal, who are transformed by tragedy, their secrets waiting to be discovered. As a weaver, Hazel heals these creatures by collecting fragments of haunted memories. We call these echoes, which reveal each creature's past. Hazel must experience these echoes before she can mend them.
Or maybe an electrified gauntlet. Or even a doom-spiked mace. That's right, we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system. All on one input, complete with...
Define and set a course.
For escape, we start anyone crazy world, and I was really excited to...
Which game is this?
Our philosophy is making every type of playstyle viable so that
actively developing and refining ours.
Which game is this?
And
okay, Salt of Midnight is great, but what is this? Oh, Sandfall Entertainment. We don't know the game. Until you
Bonjour, dear friends. Working on our first game, Clair Obscur
Expedition, right.
So, to us are people who
friends with a shared vision and the drive to make something great.
Fight until their final breath. With law.
Characters all have their own
characters' relationships, both to each other and to themselves.
What are we gonna do, huh? Tell me. What are we gonna do?
In a world like this, how does one stay hopeful or make peace with their fate?
and perspective. It's not a resolution that we think players will really connect with.
Is it a turn-based, like, okay. Yeah,
Place where
RPG.
navigable, S, grungy, and toy-like.
the characters.
Oh, Doom. I like Doom, sure.
Only in Doom. That's the mission statement for the design of these never-before-seen, insanely fun-to-use tools of mayhem that only the Slayer has the power to wield. So let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval...
Before that? Okay, that's the Japanese game, sure.
Aston and I went back and
musical.
I really like Salt of Midnight here. Wait, what else are we gonna see, by the way? Id, and there's a secret one we haven't seen. Wait, no, the secret one is on the is the beginning, I think, because it's not on the cover. So that means, let me see. Yep, loading. It says yep. Okay, so we're done here. Doom is the last one. Okay. I mean, Salt of Midnight was enough for me.
Glory kill system.
Doom kind of reminds me of this. Doom kind of reminds me of like what was that game? I bought the fucking game. I should know the name. God, my fucking memory is so hazy. Or it's just I'm stressed. That's one. Yeah. Let me see. Oh shit. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Wait, I gotta check something. Hold on. My email. Fuck. My fucking email. At least I didn't enter my password without knowing or some shit. But then again, I'm not really dumb enough to do that. At least not that dumb yet. Phew. Gotta check something. Okay. So when did I... Oh shit. God, let me see. Oh shit. No, wait, yeah, it's on stream. I'm fucked. It is what it is. I'll private the stream. Not like I can do much else. Really. There's a character moves too fast for me here. It's weird. Feels odd. Like maybe my mouse DPI is different, but I don't know. Yeah. So there's a. Okay, I can do this one here. Over here. Get myself another coffee. Maybe, coffee. I can't drink all of this shit, did I? There's no fucking way. Hold on. No, there has to be one. No. There's no fucking way. I mean, I still have another run, I guess. No big deal. Shit. Yep, they're all done. Empty. Oh, we'll get a new one. Fuck it. Whatever. I'll be back.
It is done.
I'm tired. I shouldn't even miss streaming. Fuck this. There's no point. It's just me. It's just the gameplay with no commentary. I don't even like doing video or listening to music. I'm just playing the game dry. Yeah, this is fucking boring. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna subject you to this, and I don't think you will subject yourself to this either. So.